Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I thought of starting with paper 17, syllabus 2022, a CMA finals, and already I'm starting after a long break. So whoever who has not subscribed yet, do subscribe my channel. Also, I started a new YouTube channel of art and craft. So also support through subscribing and liking the videos. I'll share the link in the description box. Okay, so cost and management audit paper 17. This paper has around 4 sections, that is section A, B, C, D. Okay, so I thought of finishing section D, forensic audit and anti money laundering, which carries around 10 percentage weightage of marks. Okay. Module 17 Forensic Audit. It starts from page number 723 of the module, and this module covers around 39 pages of this subject, okay, of this book. So, for forensic audit, this is further divided into 5 subsections. Okay, so what is forensic audit? In simple, let's break it out. What is forensic and what is audit? What is audit? Audit in general, we all know, we have reached to CMA final, so we all know what is audit. Audit means examination and evaluation of financial records, okay, where whatever statements, whatever books, financial records is maintained are then examined or evaluated. Now, if the purpose of doing this audit is for some legal proceeding or court of law, that is for legal proceeding, then it is known as forensic audit. Now, after doing this audit, what all purpose, where it is used, how it is used? If that question is asked, this forensic audit acts as a witness during legal proceedings. Also, in case of certain disputes like closure, bankruptcy, divorces, forensic audit, all the whatever summary is gained, it could be used. Okay. Now, what are the areas where, in what cases, forensic audit has to take place? So, the area one is corruption. Now, what is corruption? Like we all know what is corruption in general, but to learn easily, I have turned into three parts. That is, first is where there is no money involved, second is money is involved, and third is DM, that is money is demanded. In case no money involved, otherwise corruption is taking place on the basis of friendship. Suppose there is a friendship between manager and employee, and manager approves certain expenses of employee on the basis of friendship, and those expenses have not yet taken place, or it's fictitious one, like inaccurate one, then there's a conflict of interest. There's an influence of friendship due to which this corruption is taking place. Okay, second is money is involved, or not only money, anything which has value is involved, then it is known as bribery. Third is money is demanded from the other person. In these three cases, corruption is taking place. Okay, so the company or the organization has to go through forensic audit. Now, the second area, the forensic auditor checks, that is asset misappropriation. Asset misappropriation, it could be a small theft or a big theft or of current assets like money, some cash has been stolen, or some stocks are stolen, inventories are not are misappropriately used. Fixed asset, it could be even fixed asset. Like fixed asset means, for example, if the company's vehicle is used for personal purpose, personal use, then the asset is not properly used, or the auditor will check out whether there are any fictitious asset in the company. Fictitious means the asset, the certain type of suppliers or customers who are not present in real but are dummy. The company has certain contracts which are fictitious, or suppliers which are only on paper. Okay, so in all these cases, forensic audit has to take place. Now, third is financial statement. The auditor will check out whether there is any omission or the statements are falsely submitted, the transactions are not shown properly, disclosures are not made, or the reporting standards are misapplied. There is certain sort of hiding or concealment going on. Okay, these are all the areas where this forensic audit is uh, extended. Now, introduction 17.1. Certain illegal activities are going on, and due to which court hearings has to take place or trial, it has to be proceeded for trial. Otherwise, the activities might not be going on, but someone has raised certain suspicion, and to prove that or disprove that, forensic audit has to take place. Now, the investigation method, how to carry out this forensic audit. The auditor here is also known as investigator. Suppose the investigator could be an individual or a firm, okay, group of people or a firm. Suppose I am auditor, I'm also known as investigator here, okay. What I'll do if someone approaches me uh, for this audit, you have to come and carry out this investigation process. The first step I'll do is accept the investigation. Okay, now how will I accept? I'll accept basis whether I have proper training, whether I have expertise, skill, and the tools required to carry out this investigation. Okay, after accepting, second step second step would be planning. Okay, I'll plan how would be the trail of events taking place, and here you have to just remember the WH questions. What fraud is going on in the organization? Who all are involved? How much money? Which evidence to be carried out? What report I have to make? Okay. Now third is, after proper planning, I'll start collecting or gathering evidences. Evidences could be gathered first through the internet, like public domain documents, which are easily available. Then, past, will check out the past through background verification, through doing certain interviews of managers or certain employees, and confidential sources could be used. But make sure the sources are trustworthy and we can rely upon. Or physically or electronically surveillances can be done, or CCTV could be used. The statements could be checked, and all. And the last extreme last resort is to be an undercover. That is like to have a false identity and dig out all the information. In short, to be a spy. Okay, now after gathering all the evidences, I'll just get whatever the clues are, and then I'll make a report of all the findings and the summary, the conclusion, and also the trail of events and the suggestion what the organization has to follow so that these things are not repeated again. After doing all this, even there are chances after not only the report is to be submitted, there are chances it leads to the trial or to the trial sessions or the court of law. Then the investigator or the auditor has to be present in the jurisdictional court, even that is has to follow the court proceedings also. Okay, now this methodology of forensic audit, it is again mentioned in other subsection, so this is very important part of the forensic audit module. Now fraud triangle, it's in a triangle shape. Why this fraud is happening? There is certain opportunity, as here mentioned, opportunity. Why opportunity happens? Why opportunity is there? Because there is certain weakness in internal control. Okay, or that means what motivation is there? Okay, now pressure could be personal, also the deadlines, addiction, certain addiction. This could be the pressure. Okay, and third is rationalization. After doing the fraud, the person who is conducting the fraud, who is doing this fraud, has a justification of the dishonest action which he has done. Justification of the individual, whether he would say, I did this because I had a lot of debt, I was going through my financial problems or my family problems, so stole certain amount of money. There would be certain justification of that individual. Okay, so why fraud happens? There is an opportunity, pressure, and after doing all this, rationalization means there's a justification of that same individual. Now, business fraud and corporate fraud, why it happens? First is to attract investors. Why fraud is taking place in organization? To attract the stakeholders or the stockholders, and which in return is going to give high profits and high revenue. And the second is to hide whether any dangers or side effects of products are there. To hide those things, the fraud is taking place in the organization or corporate. Okay, now this 17.1 has certain major frauds description. So look one by one, and it's quite simple. First is Enron, American energy company. They What did they do? They hid the massive debts through SPE, Special Purpose Entity, and Arthur Anderson was their auditor. And what did they do? Mark to market accounting. They used this method. That is, they signed off long term contracts, and they showed the future earnings in the present. But present, there were no earnings, but they were showing the future earnings in the statements. And this misled, and this they hid the massive debts through this way, and because of which Sarbanes-Oxley Act was passed in 2002. Okay, now the second is waste management. The name itself means company which collects the garbage, largest garbage collector and the recyclable products, and they do that recycling even. So this company also had Arthur Anderson as an auditor, but when new CEO was appointed, they could able to understand certain fraud which has been going on, and they were able to survive that fraud. But so this company, what did they do? They overstated the value of assets and understated the expenses. Asset value increased because they did not show the depreciation cost and all. The trucks which used to carry the garbages, the largest trucks, they did not show the depreciation expenses. So this way they overstated the value of assets. Third is ZZZ Best, and it is a carpet cleaning company which was founded by Barry Minkow, and who was the younger one. Around of 15 years of age, he started this business. He just made certain contracts which were fabricated one, and created fake invoices. Also, he used Ponzi scheme operations. Like they attracted the new investors, and what did they do? They took the money of new investors and paid back the old investors money, and this way the Ponzi scheme operation were taking place, and everything was fake going on to show the to inflate the revenues. Okay, a Wirecard company. Wirecard is a German digital payment processing company. They reported like they had 2 billion in cash reserves, and that never existed. It was only on paper, but in they had no cash of this 2 billion which they were stating. Also, Wells Fargo and Company, it is one of the largest bank of US employees, and this employees of this bank, what did they do? To meet the sales target, they created unauthorized bank accounts by just creating dummy bank accounts, forging the signatures and information and the personal data, and they did earn short-term profits, but eventually Securities and Exchange Commission got to know about this fraud, and they imposed a big amount of fine in billions. And this way, these companies all were caught in major frauds. Okay, so what all we learned? Introduction part, what is forensic audit, and the common areas we looked. Also, the 17.1 introduction part, why a forensic audit is carried out, and what is the method of doing this forensic audit, what is the fraud triangle we looked on. Also, for forensic audit triangle, this is the same that triangle, and again the investigation methodology is explained, so it is very important. Common areas we already saw, and why business fraud happens, why do corporate frauds happen. Also, major corporate fraud cases in the world we looked. So in short, we have covered this 17.1. In next video, we'll cover 17.2.